What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, and we're back for the first time in quite a while with some Men at Work. Shout out to Adam, who had shared Business as Usual. I went through that. I didn't have any more material, but recently online I found a copy of Cargo. I think their next album. It's from 1983. I had a quick look through the song titles. I don't think I recognize anything by name. As people may remember, there's two songs from Men at Work that I know going all the way back to my youth in the 80s, which is to say Who Can It Be Now and Land Down Under. But yes, as far as I can tell, the majority of the material outside of those two songs I've never heard, so this should be quite fresh. I will say I was amused looking at the opening track on this album, Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive, obviously playing off of the Stevenson novel, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, in which a person lives a double life, a very respectable gentleman by day, but a lascivious and violent monster by night. And, I've taken a couple literature, theory courses in my life, and I remember we had a long discussion about the original book being built around the fears of doctors and those who would exploit their position of authority for, personal id-driven desires and so on. But given the way that the words are flipped or played with here, I do wonder if it could have a similar but distinct meaning, which is to say the idea of a double life, but I don't quite know what to make of Dr. Heckyll, but Mr. Jive, jive is a word that's used in some different ways. It can mean to spout falsehoods and to be dishonest and deceitful, but it can also relate to jive music and moving and speaking in a manner reflective of that musical and cultural genre. It's like a folk term, particularly I think in African American communities, and given that they are an Australian band with a Scottish singer, I don't quite know what to expect in terms of how they might play with this motif. But yes, there's clearly a pun at play, as well as some words that could have particular meanings, but I really don't know what to expect, so let's just give it a listen and I'll catch what I can. This is Men at Work. The track is Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive, and it's the opening tune on their 1983 album Cargo.
Dr. Heckyll works late at the laboratory when things are not as they seem. Dr. Heckyll wishes nothing more desperately than to fulfill all his dreams. Letting loose with a scream in the dead of night as he's breaking new ground, trying his best to unlock all the secrets, but he's not sure what he's found. Dr. Heckyll is his own little guinea pig, cause they all think he's mad. Sets his sights on the search of a lifetime and he's never sad. Whoa, it's off to work he goes, in the name of science and all its wonders. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. They are a person who feels good to be alive. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. Believes the underdog will eventually survive. Not long now till the ultimate experiment. He's breaking all the rules. He wants to cure all manner of imbalance in this world of fools. He knocks the door and he looks around nervously. He knows there's no one there. He drinks it down and waits for some reaction to all his work and care. Oh hey, he fumbles for what to say. He loves the world except for all the people. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. They are a person who feels good to be alive. And this is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. Believes the underdog will eventually survive. It's out at night he goes, slips easily into conversation. Oh hey, he's cool in every way. Sometimes he loves to sing that old black magic. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. They are a person who feels good to be alive. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. Believes the underdog will eventually survive. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. They are a person who feels good to be alive. This is the story of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive. Believes the underdog will eventually survive.
What a cool tune, and it actually was more overtly connected to the Stevenson gothic horror novel than I expected, though certainly with some twists, and in some ways, like, seemingly an inversion. But yeah, I mean, we get reference to someone who is up late in his laboratory and taking a potion to have effects, and, you know, the research is to get at the, like, soul of humanity, or what it means to be human, and, you know, exploring a way to change himself and also to, like, change the world more broadly. But as I said, it seems to be in reverse, because it seems to be like the person, the Mr. Jive, is someone who likes to sing and get into conversations and to, like, you know, basically get rid of the fools and to, you know, find a better way to be. Now, again, like, that can have unintended consequences, or it could backfire and so on, but it seemed to be like the opposite of the novel, in that it's like this is not someone who becomes violent or destructive or dangerous upon taking this potion, but someone who gets more social, or someone who, like, enjoys the fruits of life in a more, like, benign way, unless I'm hearing that incorrectly. Obviously the song, you know, it starts with a bit of this gothic horror, like the clock tower, and like a percussive rhythm that almost sounded like steps on cobblestone, and there's some noises, like incidental noises in the latter stages of the tune, which have a bit of a, like, old horror movie sound. But by and large, the tune is sort of fun and light, and, you know, some of the vocal performance has a bit of cheekiness to it. I did enjoy the way there was, like, a melodic element that sort of, like, devolve downward, and then even the percussive rhythm and the pace of the tune leading into the chorus would sort of dismantle and devolve, and then it would become very smooth and, like, syncopated in the chorus itself. And, you know, maybe there's some conceptual meaning in there, like the two paces or the two rhythms speak to the dichotomy of Dr. Heckyll and Mr. Jive, and maybe the way it breaks down in that fashion melodically and rhythmically is sort of conceptualizing the narrative. But yeah, it seemed like a lighter story, and it seemed like the goals of Dr. Heckyll were more admirable than those of Dr. Jekyll, even if, again, he wasn't necessarily trying to, you know, become the monster that he did. At least that's my recollection. I read it a long time ago, fair to say. But yeah, I love Hayes' voice. I think he just has a really distinct voice. You'd never, you know, not recognize it once you've heard it a few times. But yeah, he just has like a a very rich quality to his vocal delivery, and ultimately I'm curious to hear what people have to say about this one. Again, I'm going into, as far as I know, uncharted territory. Maybe there'll be a song or two that I recognize, just like, oh wow, I didn't know I knew this one, but I did. But this is definitely not one. I definitely hadn't heard this before. So yeah, a fun return to the Men at Work catalog. Do let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.